Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday. This is a new episode of the Right Info Podcast Show with your host Antoine speaking on this nice, cool Sunday, January 28th, 2024 day, the day of the AFC and the NFC Championship games that occurred tonight. The San Francisco 49ers will be going to the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs when they defeated their respective rivals, the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. The both games were kind of close, but one of the teams, they did well in the beginning, then they faltered and fell and lost by about several points. So, and that went with the other team as well. Congratulations to both the Chiefs and the 49ers. We will see them at Super Bowl 58 next Sunday or the Sunday after next, whichever one of those Sundays it is. But Super Bowl 58 will happen on a Sunday. And, hope everybody enjoyed the games today. I didn't watch the games. I was at work, but I was following kind of like each one on the internet and on my phone, ESPN and Fox Sports and all that stuff. The games were interesting. Like I say, they were close, but one or both of the teams came out on top. So we'll be having Super Bowl 58 around this Sunday or next Sunday after next. With that being said, I will start my podcast tonight. I'm doing a little freestyle tonight to let everybody know what I did today. Today was a brunch day for me. Yes, a brunch day. What that mean is, I went out to brunch. I was invited by someone very special and dear to me that I've known for the past 11 years. A former co-worker at my former job that we both worked at about 11-something years ago. The job is no longer in existence because COVID closed the job some about 4 years ago, July of 2020. Their restaurant, Z451, is no longer in existence. It is now Liba at Chicago Winery in its former spot. And that's a nice place. I walk by there every so often when I'm downtown or whatever, if I'm heading to work or coming from work, or if I'm just out relaxing and stuff. So the brunch was nice. It was at this restaurant or supper club off East Garfield Boulevard called Park Supper Club. Well, they took the supper out because it's no longer a supper club because they don't serve dinner no more. And actually, that's really my first time there. It's right across from the Clio Center off 55th and Garfield. You take the 55th bus going east to west there, you'll see it. It's nice. I went inside of it. Nice interior, hallway, ballroom, banquet area, dining room, a front bar. I need to check it out again when I go there. If I retreat myself or go by myself or go somebody with someone else. I met my coworker there. She's a fellow podcaster as well. I've known her for 11 years. She's an excellent pastry chef. My favorite pastry chef. I love her more than anything in the world. Her podcast I've been listening to for the last, year or so. The name of the podcast is called A Mug Half Full by Yolanda. You can find her on Spotify, iHeart, Spotify for podcasters. I think Odyssey and what else? I believe Pandora, if I'm not mistaken. You can find her on those. And everything she talks about is excellent. She deals with topics that are unbelievable. She deals with life, here in the South Side of Chicago, the pastry world that she's in, but now she's in the educational work, assistant teacher. And, I've complimented her on her accomplishments, and she's done an excellent job, and I'm proud of her. She's hanging in there. She's taking it one day at a time, not letting anything get to her, not letting anybody get on her nerves, the kids, fellow teachers, administrators, whatever, whoever she works with. She's not letting nobody get to it. And I just have to say, I had a great time at the brunch. The food was great. The drink was excellent. We sat back, talked about old times, what we did then, what we were doing now, and what we probably doing in the near future. It was great seeing her again. I compliment her on her accomplishments. Everybody had their ups and downs through life. We all did. She did, I did, but at the end of the day, I couldn't be more proud of her. I really couldn't. She'll always be my favorite pastry chef. I'll always listen to her podcast. A Mug Half Full is definitely the podcast to listen to. I gave you all the social media outlets on where you all can listen to her. And my podcast, the Right Info Podcast Show, is on those social media outlets as well. Oh, and what I had for eating for brunch, I had scrambled eggs with cheese, sliced potatoes with onions, and cut peaches, a couple slices of bacon, and a piece of breakfast sausage, and a glass of, to wash it down a little bit, just some water. And to really, really wash it down, I had some Brut Rosé sparkling wine. That was pretty good. I know my wines. I studied wines, as a little hobby to get to know. I know what I'm drinking, but sometimes it doesn't hurt to get to know what and how that drink came about, the taste, the smell, the feel, the texture of it, the way it goes down your throat, that sort of thing. If you're a wine connoisseur, I'm not a full wine connoisseur, but I do know what I drink. And I practice doing that every so often whenever I'm going out or whatever. The food was great. Oh, my coworker, she had some grits and salmon, and that salmon was smoking. It looked so good. I mean, so delicious. I could have just reached up, grabbed me a spoon, and dipped my spoon in her bowl, but I wouldn't have done that. That'd have been rude. And like I said, we sat back, we talked about good times, the old times. It was good seeing her again after so many years. I saw her once when we was downtown several years back. But after that, I didn't see her since until today. And just talking to her, having a conversation with her, it was great. I mean, I enjoyed every bit of it. I also enjoyed the mug that she gave me for me being a loyal listener, and I really appreciate that mug very, very much. I really loved it. I don't think I'm ever going to drink out of it. I'll just let it sit there or take a picture of it and make it a wallpaper on my phone, a screenshot wallpaper on my phone. I think I'll do that just to show the appreciation of what I've received from her. And so, very, very, happy about that. Like I said, go check out, Mug Half Full by Yolanda. She is an excellent podcast deliverer. She started delivering it last year, and, every episode you'll be awed by it. Trust me, you won't disappoint. Well, she doesn't disappoint whatsoever. And I myself, I don't disappoint. I try as much as I can when delivering podcasts. And the day was fine. After our brunch, we parted. She gave me some encouraging words. I gave her some encouraging words, hoping I see her again pretty soon, as I had to work tonight. So I left the Park Supper Club and went straight downtown to work where my other job is, or so what. With that being said, just letting everybody know, this is just a nice little podcast of what I did today, my brunch date. It was excellent. Looking forward to probably doing a brunch, another brunch date or a dinner date or breakfast, however you want to call it. Just looking forward to either one. It'd be a pleasure. And I'd be so honored to, do it again. And with that being said, this is just a short podcast I'm delivering for tonight. Nothing too big, nothing too major. Hope everybody tunes in to my podcast, the Right Info Podcast Show, and her podcast, or Yolanda's podcast, Mug Half Full by Yolanda. You're not going to be disappointed by either podcast. With that being said, I say good night to everyone. You all take care. Have a happy Sunday. And may the best team win in Super Bowl 58 next week. And wishing them the very best. And everybody, my fans, and Yolanda, the very best. Love you all. Bye-bye. Take care.